What's happening, peeps? My peeps. Alrighty. Got home from work, just got through walking the dog. Now he's getting up because he hears me talking about him. What you think? Huh? What? Huh? What? Hirsch, what you doing? What? What you doing? Oh, yeah. Yeah, lay down. You gotta lay down. You can't be on camera all the time. You can't be looking cute all the time. Nope. You sexy thing. Alright. Lay down. Lay. Watch this. I don't know if y'all both see this. Lay. Lay down. Lay down. Good boy. You stay. You stay. See, look at that. That's a good. I can't say it fully because he'll get rambunctious and he'll start squirming around. Alright. But anyways, about this Norcal. I was watching this documentary. I think I've told y'all before. I'm a remote here. This guy's got a good point. I'm not going to show y'all what it's called. Yeah, it's 9/11 Alchemy. Facing Reality Full Version. It's 9/11 ALCHEMY. Facing Reality Full Version. Wolf Clan Media. The camera's out of focus here. There we go. Y'all need to watch it. He's got some good pointers in there. Now, I'm not saying I agree with everything he says, but who has to anymore these days? The point is, you know, I was going to say all that matters is, for the most part, if not all of what he says is true. From what I watched. Okay. But if I remember right, and this ain't another video, I haven't went back or anything like that. This is kind of weird. This is funny. Well, I don't say funny, but it's ironic. These dudes, these energy weapon systems. I don't know what D stands for. I can't remember. I can never remember. Deadly, I don't know. I can't remember. But anyways, that's not the point. Abbreviated dudes. Look it up. Wikipedia will tell you what they mean. But they said, and this is the first I heard of this, the 9/11 towers, apparently, see, my version that I remember seeing is that they had planted, and maybe they did both, but they planted, like, not C4, but something that can, like, thermite that can burn through steel. They planted, like, those kind of bombs. Not really bombs, but they're like, think of it as like a strip. Okay, here. Best way I can put it. Remember them sparklers? You get out the fireworks store. Think of them like that. They come in little sticks. And you can light them and they sparkle. But that's all they do. They sparkle. But if you touch them, they're hotter than heck. Okay, think of them like that. And you plant those around the weakest joints of a building on all the floors, but they burn hotter than a sparkler would. That's basically what these things was. They burn hotter than the steel is made of. This is my version, how I understood it. And it was on every floor throughout the building. Now, there was people that was working there that remember these construction workers going in there and doing something, renovating a place or doing something throughout the floors. But to them, they was just there to do a specific job. Whatever the job was, who knows? But it makes you wonder anymore about construction workers coming into a place you're working after, watching certain videos like this. I mean, if you work for the government, that's when I'd be worried. But anyways, because there was some firemen that was talking about explosions. They could hear explosions throughout the floors that they was on. And then all of a sudden, that's when the building come down. But before all of this, supposedly that these dues might have been used. Okay? Well, from the video, they were used. That's how I took it, from the information that was given. Okay, and think about it. A lot of people are saying these planes that flew into these buildings were CGI. Okay, but from this video that I'm watching that I just gave y'all, they were not CGI. Okay, but for a plane to fly into a building and not just mush, the plane would have mushed. I mean, before it even entered the building, it would have just like that. I mean, the building would have vaguely might have had some damage, but not like it showed on video. But think about this, and this is the scary part, best part, however y'all want to look at it. If they could heat that metal up to almost a melting point, a liquefied point, okay, and they flew a plane into that building, it would go through that building like butter, the building is butter, and then a butter knife is the plane. And when it entered that building, the top of it, it would be like a butter knife as the plane cutting through butter as the building. That's how that plane looked like it just flew through it. And the only reason I say this is from this video that I watched. Look up Tesla death ray. Okay. Nikola Tesla was one of these inventors, kind of like Albert Einstein, that come up with this death ray machine. Okay, well, from this documentary, again, I'm referring about this documentary a lot because it's got a lot of good information on there. It talks about the government testing. They need a place to test this. Okay, and other countries have this. Russia, for one, and it talks about Russia in this. Here we are in cahoots with Russia. And it talks a little bit about the Cold War. There's a big thing about Russia. They have the same thing that we have, okay? We got this machine. It's on the History Channel through YouTube. You can look it up. Dues is what they're called. But what these things are, and they've got something better than just lasers, okay? Think of something like the LHC, Large Hadron Collider, okay? This gets into physics. Kind of almost like a time machine. Like this video from, I don't know, the Pentagon. There was a plane that went down a field whenever the one before, like after or before 9/11 hit, the 9/11 towers. And then there was some other one. There was one more that hit out in a field. Look at the smog, like the smoke of Norcal, where California fire started, okay? And compare it to some of these 9/11 smogs. Okay? And then it gets even deeper than that. There are some hurricanes that had started a little after the 9/11, and I noticed this was one of the things that hit me. It clicked the most. Right after this California fire, there was a hurricane storm right near there that was heading towards Hawaii. Now, I don't remember if this started before the fire or after. Forgive me if it started before, but I'm pretty sure it happened after the California fire. And it's weird because we're having all these hurricanes, and it just seems like our weather's out of whack. And they're already having these chemtrails, comtrails, whatever y'all call it, where these planes fly over and they're dropping these particles and stuff in the air, and we're breathing them in. And a lot of people are thinking they're nanobots, which they might be. They might very well be. We're inhaling nanobots and infecting our DNA. But y'all should also look up something else that's in this video. Is the woodpecker signal. Woodpecker, something with the woodpecker. Our military, forever ago, has been trying to get over on our minds, to control our minds. We are biological. We are made of this earth. There's a reason why God in the Bible says we were made from this earth, from this dust. Because we react to this environment. Okay, this earth gives off its own magnetic field through the core of the earth. It's been proven. Why do you think flowers grow a certain way all the time? Their petals grow a certain way all the time. Look up the Fibonacci code. There's a unique way that we, as our body, understands, and flowers and animals grow, is because of this signal. And Nikola Tesla understood this signal. Okay? And he created a machine that could create earthquakes. And this machine was no littler than the palm of your hand it could fit in. And it could create an earthquake, a seismic wave, the size of, I don't remember, like, the specs. But all I know is this thing was, like, a little bigger, if no bigger than the palm of your hand, and it could do a heck of a lot. And our government was interested in this for war purposes. And he invented this death ray machine. Okay? Well, our government killed him. I don't know that, but from the material that I watched and stuff, they confiscated his material. They wanted it. He wasn't going to obviously just give it up to them because he knew what would happen. So they killed him. Okay. Just like anybody else. If they want your material and you got an IQ of a mad scientist and they want your material, they're going to off you. Okay? That's what they did. Then they took his material, just like Adolf Hitler. I think our government offed him, and then they stole his material because they're using the same stuff that he did on his population on us. They're doing the same thing. I mean, look it up. Our government was interested in his material. How he got over on his population, they wanted that. And they're doing the same thing to us. They've always wanted control of our minds. If they can control the people, that's more power to them. Okay? Now this is where I'm getting a little bit deeper. This is going to be like probably an hour-long little live stream here, if not more. Predictive programming. They've been doing this on us forever. Okay? You can look up YouTube videos of the Twin Towers coming down way before they even got taken down. And it is crazy, like some of the videos I've seen. I'm going to show you one of them. It's called Pinky and the Brain. And this is where I remember these death ray machines. Now, they started coming up with this in the 70s, 1970s. And it just, when I think about death ray machines, I thought about Pinky and the Brain. And you're all going to laugh because predictive programming. I was, 7, 8 years old. And when I seen these dudes and these lasers, that's the first thing that jogged my memory was Pinky and the Brain. Because, ain't that creepy? They can instill this into our brains. And when we see something, we recall it back into our brain to these cartoons. They've been programming us all along. Or at least throwing these pictures in our brain. That's how these people are remembering movies with the Twin Towers in it. And then flying a plane into it or coming down. People are remembering this stuff and they're doing it. Predictive programming is what it's called. Now I'm going to show y'all something. I'm going to rotate the camera around and let y'all see this. And then I'm going to tell you a little bit more about about the Nikola Tesla invention. Okay? I'm going to try to do this here. Let's make this full screen. This is Pinky and the Brain.
Gee, babe, what do you want to do tonight?
The same thing we do every night, Pinky. Try to take over the world.
The Pinky and the Brain is Pinky and the Brain. One is a genius, the other's insane. They're laboratory mice. The genes have been spiced. They're Pinky.
Now, did you all see that? Here, let me take it back. This, this is weird. Because this is what I remembered. Oh my God. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this. Right there. Right there. That's the death ray machine. Now, I can't remember when this cartoon was made. But look at this. They are using this in the North Carolina or California fires. They are setting fires with these machines. And you can look it up. Firefighters are talking about this stuff. That they're seeing fires that are burning hotter than what a regular natural fire would be. Okay, now hold on. It gets better. I paused it here. Now I'm going to play it a little bit more. I'm going to stop it somewhere else and talk about this. Right there. Okay, there's another part. Hold on here. I want to take it back. I can't see my mouse. Let's do this. Right there. That's the other part of the death ray, okay? It goes, you know, it throws up. Right there. The magnetic field on top of the world A magnetic. Okay, this is where I want to talk about. Right here. Okay? Y'all gonna get freaky wild after I tell you this. I'm gonna flip the camera back around. Them cars that you all see in California, where they're upside down and metal is twisted a weird way, it has to do with physics. Now, I'm not a physician, or anything like that, but these death ray machines that they're testing, if they are testing it on us, the population, which usually the government usually does, they test it on us first before anything else. You would think they would test it out on somebody else. Russia's got it too, though. I'm fair warning you all, Russia's got it too. But if you look up on YouTube and look what the material that they're testing in a small laboratory, there is molecular changes done to metal. And it's causing, there was a refrigerator that was twisted in an oddly formed way that your regular household fire would not do to a refrigerator or anything metal, stoves, your big metal objects, dryers, washers. But they have found in homes, now I don't know where this was at, but in the documentaries that I've been studying on this stuff, death ray machines, that they've been twisting the objects. And it's just like in New York, when they used, and it seems from the material that I've watched, people were running down the streets. It's almost like a War of the Wars or whatever. There was a movie also with the guy that played in the main character in Mission Impossible. That guy, he played in a movie of like he's robots or he's machines with lasers and shooting down at the streets and burning streets up, and I can't think of the name of the movie, but it was in that. Well, it was causing cars to just like fly in the air and flip over upside down because of the magnetic field that these machines are giving off, are causing these vehicles to burn and to fly like these tornado fires that the media is talking about. They're blaming it on a weather pattern and saying that these tornado fires are a pattern of the weather, the way the air heats up and it rapidly goes up and it's causing stuff, and that's why these cars and these... No! Look it up. There has been cases of things disappearing because of these molecules and what we're made of. Matter is being changed and converted into energy and just dissipating. This almost reminds me of the Philadelphia experiment, where our military did an experiment of time travel on a ship with live military crew members. Our military did an experiment on their own people on a ship. And people got embedded into a ship along with material, like metallic material on this ship. I'm saying chains built in, so to speak, made into the ship. They are practicing something. Look at the footage in California. there is a guy on here that has videotaped stuff. Trees are still up. There are trees that are still not burnt. They've got garbage cans still on the streets that ain't melted. But more metal. I'm saying metallic metal fixtures. What your home is made of is like wood and stuff like that. And your metal, like buildings, structural buildings. I don't know. Like, it just seems like your homes are being attacked. Foundations are being attacked. It is just weird seeing some of the footage. And I've seen this pinky in the brain and how these death rays work and these DEWs, these energy weapon systems, deadly, I don't know what the D stands for. I don't know who's doing it, if it's our government or if it's another country doing it to us. But something is going on. Okay, now here's... I'm getting way too into detail about this. But here's where I'm getting at. I titled the video, Predictions to Look For. Because in this little documentary I watched about this video, something with the steel and the environment after these death ray machines hit, these DEWs, it causes the material to get in the air, okay? And it still smolders forever. Like, people said the 9/11 tower buildings had smoldered and smoked for days, weeks. I don't know about months, but it smoldered forever. And the only way they could get this to stop was to build a water fountain system out of the buildings. Like, after they covered the buildings with dirt to try to cover the smoldering up, they built a waterfall system out of this. Okay? If you look at the Pentagon, where it attacked there too, supposedly a plane flew into that, they built a water fountain system there. Okay? The plane that crashed in the field, I can't remember, don't quote me on this, but I think they didn't build a water system there, but they had to continuously put water around that area. And today, it still don't look the same. Like, the trees in that area don't look the same. So, my predictions after watching this, I'm letting you all know to watch for a lot of water fountain systems in that area, okay? Because that place got, supposedly, that's the worst in this history of a fire that got hit with in this place. Look for a lot of water fountains to be built in this area. And it's probably the worst hit areas that this DEWs have hit. I promise y'all. I guarantee you they're going to build water fountain systems in these areas. And a lot of trees. Because they said trees take out, they do something with the metal in the air. Like, it levels it out. Like, these trees somehow clean the environment. They bring the environment back down to where the natural order should be. And water, running water, has to do with something in evening out the environment. Okay? Because something to do with these machines and changing the molecular stuff that we're made out of, stuff that your house is made of. Matter itself, it is changing. There are people that was running through New York and they said they could just, they survived. But they could tell from running and just being picked up and thrown someplace from the side or whatever. And if you look up people that are being affected by these death ray machines, these magnetisms, there are people that are being assaulted by these machines. Okay? There are parents that work for the military. They have done stuff for the military. Their kids are being watched. Their kids are being, if they do something, the military that's watching them, and these kids do something that ain't right, they attack these kids. And they're adults now with these microwave machines. And they will tell you what it sounds like. And get this, okay? The electricity goes out before these machines turn on. Your power goes out. California lost power for a while. And then all of a sudden these fires hit. So that's because the magnetism of these, before they turn these things on and it interferes with the power companies, everybody loses power. And all of a sudden, here we go, like lasers that we can't see. Bzz, 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 bzz. And like, from what you hear, these people, and like another, in this documentary, it talks about this farmer being out in these woods. He's in his field and he sees this black beam. He said it looked like a black bar. Just come from the sky and hit his field. Just a black bar. I'm not literally meaning a bar, but just something black. And just going in circles. This was in like the, I don't know, 70s, 80s. And he said it was just making like a crop circle type pattern. And then it just went away. They've been experimenting since the 70s in this, if not 80s. People are just now coming out on YouTube testifying about stuff that they've seen. And I'm recalling this stuff from the news on the Pinky and the Brain. We got people trying to take over the world, and they've been predictively programming us for this. I'm going to flip the camera around and play it until it ends on the Pinky and the Brain.
For the world, the Pinky and the Brain. Yes, Pinky and the Brain. The Twilight campaign is easy to explain. To prove their mousy worth, they'll overflow.
Okay. You see the brains, the human structure on the inside. Look up the woodpecker signal or woodpecker device. That's why I'm telling you, they've always been trying to get a hold of our brains. Do not believe the media. The media works for Uncle Sam. They work for the industrial military complex. They are the KGB, so to speak, if you ask me. They're the military behind the president. They're doing stuff that the president don't even know about. And I think, don't quote me on this, but Ronald Reagan is the one that warned us about the industrial military complex. He warned us about a military that was going to do bad things to us. I'm going to finish this.
The earth, the Pinky and the brain.
Nerf! I love that. That used to be my favorite cartoon show. I used to love watching that. Alright, now I'm going to show y'all something else. Search it and find it. Predictive programming. Remember I was telling you about this? Now, this ain't going to be Pinky in the Brain here. Let's see here. I gotta find it. Found it. Alright, here we go. I'm going to show y'all some Twin Tower stuff. I'm sure y'all have seen it a million times. But look. I mean, these are just some of the... Alright, I gotta look at my computer screen and try to keep the camera on it. Here's one for the sim. See it? Look, tower smoking.
Where bonbons play, the Turbo Osama bin
They're doing that
Laden
now.
show tunes. God, I hope I get it.
Look, Osama bin Laden.
How many people does he need? How many boys? How many girls? Wait and see.
You were booked on the flight from Boston that hit the South Tower, and you didn't get on it.
It was late. I missed it. Coincidences do happen. I was booked on the first flight that hit the tower, and
A small demonstration of our sinister strength should convince the world of our supreme power.
The Legion of Doom is
Look at that, Death Ray.
reign of terror.
Death Ray. Did y'all see it? The Death Ray hit the towers. How do you think that plane flew into that building so easy, like butter? That's like that documentary I was watching. This guy was telling about it.
And a 9/11 emergency surgical kit with working stethoscope.
Did you see it?
Oh,
9/11. Predictive programming. If you all watch your movies, y'all watch your cartoons, they're telling us something before they do it. They have to do this. This is all part of the devil and the God's work.
gangway! Oh,
Look, tower's burning.
your information, it was rich in symbolism.
It was rich in boring me to death.
Tower's burning on the right.
You're stupid.
No, you're stupid.
Well, you're stupider.
No, you're...
This was before all of this tower even happened. Like, this was way before. Twin Towers, look at that.
Unidentified warplane sighted heading for New York City. Our detection system shows nothing. Mayday! Mayday! New York is under attack! Intercept and destroy! destroy the Pentagon with one swift and deadly blow.
Did y'all see that? They destroyed the Pentagon, flying an airplane into it. They have been programming us from day one. How scary is this? I mean, my dad was open-minded, but if I showed him the cartoons we was watching now, my dad's 50-something years old right now. I showed him what we used to watch back in the day, he would freak the heck out. And he's open-minded. He warned me about this. Not like predictive programming, but he warned me that our world was going to be really bad. I'm telling you all, they've got the Star Wars technology. And apparently, it's up to par enough to where now they can test it. Now, what's a better place to test it in California when they're already having all these fires? And they can create all the fires they want and get away with it because they've already had fires. What a way to cover that up, right? To get away with it. Now look at this. Let me show y'all something else. Now this ain't a video. I found it today on MSN. And I thought it was ironic. I was thinking, they're going to find somebody to blame for these California fires. Oh, they did alright. And the guy's denying it. That's the scary part. I gotta find it here. Just like our government. To hone somebody out, blame them for it, put them out there in the media. It's probably some lowlife that don't even have a whole lot of family members that ain't gonna know him. Limited people to come out and say he ain't the one that did it. It's somebody that don't probably he's probably the only one living for all we know. It's gonna be some lowlife. You watch. He actually kind of looks like a lowlife. Forgive me. But I mean, he kind of looks clean cut in the picture. But this is how the government works. They're going to find somebody that's got limited people to take up for him. And they're going to blame him for it. And that's what they're doing. I'm going to show y'all. 14 hours ago, here we go. Oh, it pisses me off. We should have known because we didn't hear nothing about nobody being blamed. There was no thought of somebody being blamed for these fires, okay? And I find it funny, not funny, but weird, ironic, that all of a sudden, these dudes come out. People are coming out with these, I believe it's the people, we the people, that are coming out. Now, I'm not the one that come out with it. This is what caught my attention, is somebody out there was smart enough, was intelligent enough to say, who knows, it could be somebody that's in our government that worked for him that says, I've seen this before. This looks like the dues. Okay? And they brought a YouTube video out. They put a video together. They did something. They see it. And they're letting it out there in the open. And people are picking this up. They're doing their own research. They're interviewing. They're researching. They're putting more videos out here on YouTube. And government knows it. Somebody's caught wind of this and they said, oh shoot. We need to do something. We need to blame somebody for this and put it out there. They started a fire. You know how our government works. If you're smart, you know how they work. Osama bin Laden did not do what he did to the 9/11 towers. Our own government probably did this. I say probably because I don't know. But in speculation, I would not put it past them. Because if you can create a problem, you'll wait for a reaction, problem, reaction. You create a problem, you wait for the reaction, and then you come up with a solution. Those are the three things that our government does. Okay? If you know anything about history. If you want to get over on the population, you create a problem. Okay? You do something and you hide it from the population. You create a problem. The population reacts in hysteria, whatever it is, to give up their freedom for a little bit of security. Okay? If you do that, you give up a little bit of, I ain't going to give my middle finger, but if you give up a little bit of your freedom for security, you deserve neither. Okay? You don't deserve security. You don't deserve freedom. You, as a person, are responsible. Men are responsible for your family. You are responsible for your own security. And why do you think all of a sudden our government is wanting to get rid of guns? They're causing a big freaking thing about our Second Amendment right that protects our First Amendment right. There's just too much junk going on right now to even for us to give up our Second Amendment right. We got school shootings, we got hurricanes, we got these dudes creating fires over in California. Not that I really care if they're going to burn up California. They already got a big thing going on with gun rights as it is over there. So if there's any crooked politicians, burn them out for all I care. But the population, I don't want nothing happening to good people. Okay? There are good people that are dying over there because of these weaponry machines, the death ray machines. I mean, just do your research. That's all I gotta say. It's getting way out of proportion. I've got so many things that I could drag this out for hours, as well as many people out there on the web. Let me show you all this. They have blamed somebody for this to try to cover it up. Now, I fair warn you, do not believe this. This is the media working for you, alright? I'm going to try to do this here. I don't know if I can scroll down. California man suspected of sparking. Suspected. Well, at least they somewhat told the truth. A sparking massive wildfire interrupts first count appearance with bizarre outburst. Now, they did not come up with this until after all these YouTube videos and people starting to talk about these dudes, okay? Alright, I can scroll down. Thank God. All right. This ain't what I read. This is something different. I don't know what this is gonna say. The arrangement of man accused of starting a massive wildfire in Southern California Cleveland National Forest was delayed for a second time after he had several. No, I take it back. I have read this. After he had several outbursts in court Friday. I wonder what the outburst might be. Maybe he didn't do it? A day after refusing to leave his jail cell for his first scheduled court appearance, and they're going to blame somebody that's about ready to be wasted over anyway. 52-year-old Forrest Gordon Clark was escorted into a courtroom holding cell for his arraignment in Orange County on Friday morning. Clad in an orange jumpsuit, Clark at first attempted to hide his face from the courtroom camera with his long dark hair. Alright. That don't mean he's did it. Okay? That could just very well mean that don't mean he's done. Okay. Yeah, it might mean he's embarrassed. It might mean all kinds of things. But I don't believe our media. I don't believe our government. Our government has lied to us from day one about a bunch of stuff. Trust me, my dad has warned me and he has taught me a lot. The judge informed Clark that he was being formally charged with felony arson, making criminal threats and resisting arrest among other counts in connection with the holy fire. They're calling this a holy fire. That kind of makes me wonder about in the Bible. Remember the bush that just caught fire out of nowhere? Remember that? Holy fire. What's this got to do with holy fire? Hey, get this. California are wanting to ban the Holy Bible. That other guy, I can't think of his name right now. He's got about the 5G towers, the smart meters, the dude with the crazy hairdo. Okay? He talks about this. Not about this incident. But, I don't know. I can't remember where I was going with this. But he had something to do with it. I mean, not with this, but just talking about alerting people, informing people about what's going on. Holy fire. Had something to do with the holy fire. Just wish I could have led on to but I don't know. I got so much going through my mind right now. Like all kinds of stuff. It's hard to tell you all everything. Alright, anyways. Look, that's a lie. That's a lie. That's probably one of the main things y'all want to look at. Clark shouted as the judge read the charges aloud. Clark interjected again when the judge told him the bail would be set as $1 million. He said, "I can have $1 million right now easily," he yelled. The judge then stopped the arrangement, and prosecutors and Clark attorneys agreed to reset it for August 17th. Here's the guy they picked. I don't know this guy. He looks like I wouldn't put it past him to pick an Indian dude out. This guy could be nice for all we know. He could be a 100% respectable dude. Not harm a fly. Yet they got his face on here saying he's the one that started the fire. But from them cars just being picked up and thrown upside down, and them saying it's from the fire tornadoes maybe, I'm telling you all, do your research. Look up some of the stories about these people that are being, picked on, so to speak, with these death ray machines. Clark, who was arrested Wednesday, is suspected of igniting the holy fire. Come on. Ugh! This irritates me. Why are you going to call it a holy fire? We have our government already against the Lord, against the Bible. You're going to sit there and taunt God and call this a holy fire. They are tempting the Lord, is all they are doing. They're blaming some dude for a holy fire. I don't get this. I don't get this at all. It irritates me. In a Trabaco Canyon, the small community where he lives, which is located partly within the Cleveland National Forest, he faces a maximum sentence of life in state prison if convicted on all charges, according to the Orange County District Attorney's Office. Alright, now how in the hell are you gonna prove that this guy started this fire? This ain't a natural fire. If you look up some of the videos on these fire department people stating that this fire is burning hotter than your average fire, and they are seeing stuff that a regular fire does not do. This ain't your regular fire. They're just finding some nonchalant, probably homeless dude and convicting him of burning a fire or starting it when he didn't do it. Our own government could have done it. And you know what? It could have been another nation. It could have been Russia for all we know, since we're in cahoots with them right now. And they're downplaying it. It's just a natural phenomenon. But if y'all do your research and look up these machines, we don't just have satellites up in space. Other nations have satellites in space, and I'm telling you, there's some stuff. Okay, fake alien invasions. Our government is supposedly gonna do a fake alien invasion, okay, to get over on the population. I can believe it. If they've got these and they're already programming us with this movie with that dude that plays Mission Impossible. I can't think of his name. War of the Worlds, whatever y'all want to call it. These machines, these robots that are like zapping us and killing us and tearing up the streets. I would not put it past that they've got this. I'm telling you. They're trying to cover it up. Look just from what I've showed you all, look what they're doing. The holy fire has since exploded in size, prompting California Governor Jerry Brown late Thursday night to declare a state of emergency for Orange and Riverside counties, two of the state's most populous. By Friday morning, the fast-moving blaze had burned an area at more than 18,000 acres on Friday morning, was only 5% contained, officials said. Okay, that's kind of messed up, because plastic should melt. And they had trash cans out at people's homes at the end of their driveway, and they weren't melted. Come on. But steel, metal cars, everything was melted that was metal. Metal. You throw a freaking toy car that's made of metal in a microwave and you burn and melt that thing will spark like motherfucker in your microwave. If it don't blow up, it's going to cause all kinds of damage to that metal on that toy metal car. if I didn't mind spending a little extra money for a microwave, run an extension cord out from a park, out in the middle of nowhere, and throw a couple cars in it, turn the microwave on, and get back, and not harm nobody, in case the microwave blew up, this would be a perfect thing to try. Just to see what the cars look like. Throw a CD in a microwave. A regular blank CD. Burn it for like a minute, minute and a half. Look at that CD after it's done. It looks just like them cars. The top of the silver is like, telling you, our government is doing this. If it ain't our government, some other country's government's doing it to us. Throngs of firefighters are on the front lines, battling the flames using the engines, helicopters, and bulldozers. Mandatory evacuations were still in effect for various communities Friday morning. Mind you, people's electricity went out for a while before this even happened. And these dudes calls this. The Holy Fire is just one of 13 large wildfires. Why are they calling it a holy fire? They could call it a natural fire if they was trying to blame somebody. They're telling you right there, holy my freaking, because it come from the sky is what they're saying. They're telling us in a predictive somewhat format. Burning across California, 5 of which remain under 50% contained altogether. The various blazes have scorched more than 671,000 acres. Destroyed or damaged over 2,000 structures. You see that? Structures. Structures, that's houses, buildings. And have forced thousands of residents from their homes. They don't say nothing about trees. Because most of the trees are still standing. It's damaging structural buildings. Just like 9/11. Look at the ash. Look at this woman standing there. Look. There is metal fixtures still standing. Concrete slabs. I guess that's what that is. Ash. Trees. Wood. Come on, if fire burned that frickin', there would be no woods. No trees. Look, there's a tree still standing. Fire that burns that house down. Totally burns it down, and the structure about burnt down too. And you're telling me the trees are still standing? Look at the background. Look. That house is gone. There's still structural, still standing. Trees. But they want us to say that houses are down? Come on. Look at the dirt. There's still dirt in the background. It ain't burnt. It ain't burnt. But you're telling me a home with the foundation is gone? Come on, people. If the house burnt down, why ain't the trees burnt down? It's made of the same material, if not more than metal. This can't be a house. It's a house made more out of wood and maybe brick and vinyl. And the trees ain't even hurt. And they got metal. Looks like metal right there, unless that's wood. A wooden bookshelf. I'm going to have to say that's a wooden bookshelf, being that these trees are made out of wood. and there ain't no structural divide or shelter here. Something more than meets the eye is happening here. Oh, and then they got this woman dressed in pink crying like this is her home burnt down. Come on! Look at your surroundings. Nothing else is gone. Trees are still standing. They might not be green, but they're. There's something wrong with this picture. Something wrong. Northern California. Mechanical failure of a vehicle ignited the car fire in Waco Town. Okay, if y'all haven't heard of this, supposedly there was a car driving, and it got a flat tire, and a spark from the rim caused this fire. That's what they're saying. They're blaming this on a car spark, okay? But yet, they're going to blame some dude for starting this fire. That don't make sense either, does it? The mechanical failure of a vehicle ignited the car fire in Whiskey Town on July 23rd, according to the California Department of Forestry and Fire Protection. The flames ripped through northwestern. So what? Was this guy driving this? Because that's what this is. Look. See, we're still on the same thing. This man created this fire. See the contradiction in this? This is still the same thing. This is still the same thing. And now they're saying the mechanical failure of a vehicle ignited the car fire in Whiskey Town on July 23rd, according to California Department of Forestry and Fire Protection. Flames ripped through the northwest Santa County. See how this contradicts? Now that's the end of it. That's the end of it. How are you going to put that at the end? I'm telling you all, do your research. Our media is lying to us. Our media is lying to us. There's something fishy. If it walks like a duck, quacks like a duck, acts like a duck, it probably is a duck. If it walks like the military, it acts like the military, it talks like the military, it probably is the military. I'm telling y'all, look it up. Do your research. The military complex, look it up. There's all kind of videos on this. This stinks like the military, and I'm telling you, my dad has warned me against the military. They will lie to us. They will not tell you the truth. They've done it in Rome. They've done it back in the Bible days when it was trying to kill off every male baby because it was trying to kill off Jesus to keep him from living. They've always tried to kill the population. They've always tried to kill humans. If they're going to kill Jesus, they're going to kill you. This is all biblical. Do not believe the delusion. What your heart tells you, keep your eyes open. And like Jesus said, my people will perish for the lack of knowledge. I'm telling you all, do not be deceived. There is more than that's going on that meets the eye. I would not believe your main media. I'd be believing the people right now that is bringing you this to your attention on YouTube that are doing more video editing and putting things together and showing you all, because these are the people that are trying to wake you up. They are blowing the trumpet. They are letting you know. So, to speak, to wash their... God wants us to let our people know, okay? Once we do that, it's no longer the bloodshed on us. It's on you all. That's what good people are doing. We're showing you what it is that our government is doing, or possibly could be doing. I mean, the facts stack up to what I've been taught, to what is showing, what other people are in their stories coming out in the open and telling about these machines, what they do to us. Do your research, just like every good person tells you. Don't believe me. Do your research. Look it up. See for yourself. And they're trying to take our guns away from us. They're trying to re-educate the men. They're trying to bring transgender into this. They're trying to lessen the man and turn us men into more feminine. Because they know men will fight back. That's our duty. That's our job. We are here to protect. That's what God wants us to do. And the women are supposed to be the weaker human, okay? That's the way God made us. But yet, they're trying to show that the women can be just like us men. It's all a reprogramming of us. If they can divide us, they've been trying to divide us all along. Separate the men from the women. Separate the blacks from the whites. Separate the gender from the gender. They're going after the foundation. Just like God told us that was going to happen. It's the devil weakening the foundation. You build a house on a rock, it will stand perfectly straight. Build a house on sand, it's going to crumble to pieces because it don't have a foundation to hold it. God said this. A family's foundation is as strong as the foundation itself. You weaken the foundation of the family, you weaken the nation. And my friends, my family, my people, that's where we are at today. Almost an hour and a half long YouTube video, and this is what I got to tell y'all. Remember, God said He was going to send a strong delusion, and many will believe it, even the very elect, almost. And they're going to do an alien invasion in this documentary I watched with Russia and the United States. They're planning. This is all happening in order, just like it should be. What's next? what's next. It might not be this year, it might not be next year, but in the years to come, what is next is an alien invasion, and they're going to blame it on aliens. And we are going to try to be at war with aliens, but it's going to be our government or other nations against us, and they're going to be zapping us with lasers. And they're going to need an scapegoat. They're going to need there's going to be have to be a way out. They're going to blame it on some higher technology power in order to make it okay for them to do this to us. Now, how scary is that? Look it up, people. Death rays. Look, Google search or YouTube search death rays on unique individuals. Listen to their stories. One guy said he was in a hotel, and he was laying in bed with his girlfriend, like his girl he was just seeing or whatever. They've known each other for a long time. He said like a switch that was turned on. He said he woke up and his girlfriend was like levitating in bed and flopping around like a fish. This is in his story, not mine. This is his story. Flopping like a fish. And then all of a sudden he heard this hum, like a like kind of like, you know, a microwave when it kicks on. And then he heard this like high pitched sound, and his body started sweating. Everything in his body was heating up. His heart started pounding. He felt like in the back of his neck, at the base of your neck, like something heating up and sizzling. That's this magnetic thing, like a radiation just kicked on, and it's heating your body up. It's doing something to us. It caused him to get scared. He felt like he had to just run away, just in shock and hysteria. And all of a sudden he started like talking out loud and just saying, alright, you want to fight? And all this other stuff, and next thing you know, switch went off. Back to normal. Girlfriend hit the bed. She was fine. No longer flopping like a fish, and she woke up. He was able to communicate to her, wake her up. I'm telling you all, just look it up, okay? Look it up. God bless y'all. Love y'all. Be safe. Do your research. Keep your eyes open. Remember, Jesus said, my people will perish for lack of knowledge. You've got good Christian people out there educating y'all. Listen. Listen to them, because they could very well save your life. Bye.